It's the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we'll see Russell Wilson. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Steelers and the Cowboys on Sunday night primetime.
At the convergence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers, we're in the football town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Acrisure Stadium. And just like that, the season has reached October. Joined by Brock Hewitt up here in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, I don't know about you, but I always feel like the smells start to change in October. It just really starts to smell like fall, smell like football, second month of the regular season. And these next few games take on a greater importance moving forward.
Gosh, I wish I had a sense of smell. Mine is so bad, but I love what you're cooking right there. And I love this stretch of games because it makes a lot of teams contenders and a bunch.
A lot of people had this game circled this week. Two of the best teams so far squaring off here in Week 5. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. Leading them out, a man in his 13th NFL season and rising quickly up the career leaderboards, Russell Wilson.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this...
Oh, it's intercepted. What a start. Marquise Bell making the play. And the Cowboys are going to have it after his second interception of the season. So he's able to bring the return to a stop, but now it looks like he was shaken up in the process. They're going to bring out someone to look at him. Prescott opening with a pass. This is complete. Jalen Tolbert. And that's good for a gain of 5. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 33 on second down. Got a man. It's Flanoy. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Completed over the middle. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Cowboys first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense.
Offside, defense.
Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach. A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on first down. Running it after the penalty. And he is into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys parlay the interception into points. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do, but to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Cowboys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense for their second drive of the game. And we only saw this group for one snap to start the game, Brock, so hopefully we get a longer look at them this time.
You know, Kate, in a lot of ways, it may even be easier to shake that first one off. They're barely on the field.
Yeah.
So it's really a second chance to write the opening series you wanted. Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
It's caught. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And the Cowboys scoop it up. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. If there was a metaphorical panic button over there right now, partner, I feel like this would be the time to press it.
And you know me, I'd take the elevator right down to the field and press it now.
And this defense, man, they have seized on the opportunity that's been presented to them early.
And here's what happens with defenses.
So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And as this play winds up out of bounds, let's see what that flag is all about.
Holding offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. Russ now from the gun. Getting out to his left. He's keeping it. And just how they teach you. He gets a chunk of yards and slides down at the end to protect himself. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Wilson now from the gun. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
He's only going to manage to get back to the line. The tackle made by Mazi Smith. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Cowboys.
Shotgun snap for Wilson. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Looks like play has been paused. We've got a timeout taken by the defense. Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. It's another 1st half mistake. He's intercepted again. Donovan Wilson picks it off. And the Cowboys are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
You know, I can still hear the call all the way up in the booth. Okie, Okie! That's what that whole defense screams after an interception, and you see everybody getting involved. That nearly went for a house call. Just an incredible effort by that offense to run it down, but even with that, they will take that Okie any day. What a huge pick in return for that defense.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's 1st and goal. Elliott is in. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys pull out in front further, 13-zip. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Steelers, nothing.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. Return coming from the 6. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Steelers down to Russell Wilson, headed back to the field now. And Brock, they are not off to a good start. 2 drives, 2 giveaways. I think they could call this a win if this drive just doesn't end in a turnover.
Yeah, there's got to be some voices of calm within this offense to play smart, not scared. Play smart and take care of the football, but you can't be scared to make a mistake, or typically one will follow.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Now an inside handoff to Harris. He's going to snag a couple of yards charging up the gut. Tackle made by DeMarcus Lawrence. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here.
3rd and 8.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Play action, it's Wilson. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They give to Harris from the gun. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. 3rd and a lone yard coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Staying on the ground with Harris. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Harris gets it on the counter. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
This is Harris on 2nd down. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Play stopped by Damone Clark.
You know, Kay, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success. So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know you've got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11.
At their own 11-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. This drive will begin with a run from Elliott. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. That stop made by T.J. Watt. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Dak now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. That one gains 7. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
1st down, Cowboys.
Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. Throw complete to Lamb. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down. Man in motion here. Throwing on 1st is Prescott. On target to his back, Rico Dowdle. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
At the 38-yard line.
Handoff headed left, Elliott. Crosses midfield, still going. And he gets this down to the 38. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. New set of downs for him at the 38. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
2nd and 8 at the Steelers' 36-yard line.
From the gun is Prescott. It is caught left side. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Prescott here from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Following that completion, a member of the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now Dak to throw. Ezekiel Elliott makes the catch. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
Gay's kick is good. It sails right through a beautifully placed football.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to the air. This will be caught by Watkins. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
From the gun, they go with Harris. Runs into traffic and hits a wall, no gain. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle. Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3.
It's 3rd down and 4.
Now here's Russ. He has the first over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That one ends up a gain of 6. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the first. 17-0 is our score. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. He'll cobble together a yard there. It was Osa Odigizua in on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Running behind center with Harris. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Throwing from the gun. Austin's there to haul it in. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. Wilson now, 1st and 10. Caught by Freiermuth. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Now we've got some whistles as we see an injured player, and pretty quick to identify. It's Pat Freiermuth who was hurt on the play. 2nd and 3 now. They give now to Najee, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense, and I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
First down, here's Russ. He won't be able to make the catch. It's incomplete.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
2nd and 10 now. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
10 yards to go.
Russ now from the gun. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Cameron Johnston on to punt. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Holcomb there on the stop. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Dak off the play fake. Pressure's there, and the steel curtain closes on him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
One of the big lessons you learn transitioning from college to the NFL is you can't get it all back at once, offensively or defensively. But this is the right way to go about it now defensively. You got to get a sack. You got to get something going to stem this momentum, and that might just be the sack they needed.
Cowboys punting it away here on 4th, and it's the longtime vet Brian Anger on now. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Steelers will take over possession. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Shotgun snap for Wilson. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And now they face 2nd down. Throwing again is Russ. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Wilson. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
The Steelers set to punt it. Kavontae Turpin on the return for the Cowboys. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Dak to the air here. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Prescott. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. On the option, it's Elliott. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Hold Holcomb there on the stop. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on third down. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it'll be their football. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll start with a give to Harris. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And defenders are there to get him at the line. That was Micah Parsons making that play. And the Cowboys bringing on an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. Wilson now from the gun. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Looking for George Pickens that time. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston to punt it away once more. Back deep, it's Kevontae Turpin. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Throwing again is Dak. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Trying to get that one to CeeDee Lamb. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Back to throw, here's Dak. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
And the fair catch made here at the 15. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Steelers will take over deep on their own side. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. A carry by Harris here to start the drive. Juke the defender. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10+, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. New set of downs for him from the 46. Sending a receiver left. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Well, that's a tough one because you could see the beginnings of what looked like an explosive play. Let's give some credit here, Kate, to the defense. A great job to bottle him up before it came to fruition.
A give left side. Here's Harris. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
So now they're going to throw with Wilson. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
And that's out. We're just waiting for the Spots. They're going to say it cleared the sideline over top the 14.
14-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. This is Elliott running right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
On the toss, here's Elliott. Elliott gets a 1st down and more. And he makes it all the way up to the 32-yard line. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
You know he'll never shy away from embracing contact on a play right up the gut. But come on. You know getting that toss in the open field is so much more fun. And on that play, well, certainly more exciting for all of us to watch, too.
Oh, movement on the line before the snap, though. This is going to be a false start.
False start.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. And they had that one contained right at the line. He landed Roberts coming over for the hit. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 15 at the 27-yard line.
Ooh, a little movement along the line there. That's going to cost the defense 5 yards.
Encroachment. Defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still 2nd down.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Dak now from the gun. Completed over the middle. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. From the gun is Prescott. And oh, he drops it. He had all the space in the world. Brock, he got behind the defense, and he just looked away before he brought it in. A big missed opportunity. They'll go with another punt, which brings Brian Anger back to the field. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. 58 yards on the punt there. And they're going to be backed up deep in their own territory to begin this one. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Harris. And he's brought down for a loss. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Throwing is Wilson. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
Running left is Harris. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The Cowboys signaling for their 1st time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Johnston on to punt this one. And this will mark his 5th kick of the night. And he's brought down before the return gets far. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it'll be good field position for them as they take over right at midfield. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Prescott here from the gun. Looking for a target. He'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Now Dak to throw. Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. The intended target there was CeeDee Lamb. And that brings up 4th and long. The Cowboys setting out their punting unit. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. No return on this one. It's going to make it out of bounds and across the 25, spotted at the 24. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now here's Russ. And that one's unsuccessful. George Pickens, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. Wilson. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
And he's going to take this one to the 25 before going down. Now Dallas is going to call its 2nd timeout. The Steelers set to punt it. Kevontae Turpin on the return for the Cowboys. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Takes it in at the 26. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That punt goes 63 yards. And it'll be their football. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Prescott to throw. Hits him on the out route. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
At the 38-yard line.
From the 38. That finds Elliott complete. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. All right, set now. 1st and 10. Final timeout taken by the Cowboys. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Here's Dak. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. So we've arrived at halftime with the Cowboys enjoying a lead on the road. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and the old quarterback momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where you see the final score there. John Wolford, a touchdown pass in the victory. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And it was the visiting Carolina Panthers who were victorious in that one. Jonathan Brooks, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. And lastly, on Monday Night Football, just one game this week, the Saints and Chiefs at Arrowhead, set to kick off at 7:15 Central Time. We saw the vet with plenty left, Ezekiel Elliott, putting together a strong first half. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far,
now
but there's still plenty of time left for
away.
this one to tighten up significantly.
Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Brought in by Elliott. Has some daylight through the 40. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. 1st and 10, Prescott. Taking his shot, deep down the field it goes. Oh, Mika Fitzpatrick has it. And the Steelers get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the second half. You have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
The Steelers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Going to Harris to start the half. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. But they'll take that every single time.
1st down, and they go right back to him. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Harris once more. They'll have him gain about a handful there. It was Osa Odigizua in on the tackle. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Russ now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And 4th and 4 coming up. Punt team on the field. It'll be Cameron Johnston doing the honors. Starts his return from the 23. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Throwing on first is Prescott. That'll be complete to Elliott. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. To throw is Prescott. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Stays upright. But there's too much pressure, and he's brought down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That right there is one of the biggest differences between the NFL and college game. Heck, the high school and Pop Warner game. Because when you break away from a sack at those lower levels, big things happen. But at this level, this big boy league, just because you get out of one guy's arms doesn't mean you're safe anytime soon.
Dallas sends its punting unit onto the field. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. The Steelers and Najee Harris making their return to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. First down throw from Wilson. Fits it through the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
First and 10 give to Harris. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's second and 10.
Brings up second and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Staying on the ground with Harris. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Another run with Harris here on first. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Wilson to throw it. Caught by Freiermuth. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. Back to the line they go. It's second down.
At the 37-yard line.
They give to Harris from the gun. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Play stopped by Damone Clark. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Harris gets it on the draw. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They get 2 out of the run, but it's going to be 4th and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the gap closes to 14 points.
The wind was at his sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, to hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
Return starts at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Dak to the air here. Got Lamb, and it's complete. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson. Second down now, 7 to go.
At the 28-yard line.
Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Prescott now on 3rd down. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. The intended target there was CeeDee Lamb. And they're up against it. 4th down coming up. They're out now, ready to punt it. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Steelers will take over possession. They've got first down from the 31. Now an inside handoff to Harris. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
And 10 at the 31-yard line.
An early jump and the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense.
Defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage.
Still second down.
All right, here we go. Second down. Wilson now from the gun. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throw secured by George Pickett. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
And a yard at the Cowboys' 43-yard line.
Going right side, Harris with it. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
You know what I like about a second and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And this? Well, this is what the modern safety is all about in today's game. More and more, we see guys with an interception and a sack in the same game who can line up seemingly in 10 different positions on the field. Almost a positionless defender, yet their impact can be so great.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Taken in by Harris. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Cowboys territory.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep them short of the sticks.
Lucky that didn't end as an interception. So that brings up 4th and long. On now comes their punter. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out, and indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. To throw, Prescott. He's got to gain a 6 there. He landed Roberts coming over for the hit.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Working from the pistol, Prescott. And this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. The home teams returning their offense, and this running back to the field. And his production is carried over into this 2nd half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they've placed upon him. Running behind center with Harris. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. So hold on one moment. We did have a player injured on the last play, and that's Najee Harris in some discomfort out there. Not good. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Wilson. That throw finds Pickens. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now running for the first time with Jalen Warren. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
He was taken down.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Ball start. Offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They'll run here following the penalty.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. It's Steelers football. A nice help for them as they trail entering the quarter. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Tight end in motion left. Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. He beams one deep right side. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect, and now they're stuck facing 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. That's cut beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
7 yards. And the Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Trying the left side with Warren. And they make the play at the 23, a gain of only a little. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 23-yard line.
They'll go again with Warren. He breaks a tackle, and he couldn't quite get the edge. He goes out of bounds and maybe gets back to the line. All right, Cowboys showing nickel set, 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Completed over the middle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow. This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Has this at the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. Offense headed back out there now for Dallas. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now here's Prescott. Finds him over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
At the 30-yard line.
Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. That's low and bounces short of his man. Not on the same page with his tight end. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
And 5 yards to go.
From the gun is Prescott. He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. 58 yards on the punt there. And it's going to be their football coming up. They'll start with a give to Harris. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
He's got Harris. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 37. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Steelers first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. They'll toss it to Harris. And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
And down he goes. The Cowboy defense gets it done. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
Sure do appreciate him fighting the good fight. Just no way he was staying up in the face of that rush, Kate. And I say rush, but it was really a swarm. Shook free one defender only to get popped by another.
And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Trying to find his tight end. And now they're staring at 4th and long. So out now comes the punter. And he'll try to hit this one well. Somebody give this guy a break as he sends his 10th punt away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Another drive coming up for this Dallas offensive unit. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. This drive will begin with a run from Elliott. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On 2nd down, a run with Elliott. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And the open lanes, the beautiful windows that he no doubt dreamt about before this game, Brock, well, they just haven't been there. It's almost like the defense challenged itself between the pass rush and the secondary. Who could make more big plays here?
Yeah, you're talking about the difference between the practice field and then the reality of this game. Sacks, interceptions. And while we won't be the final judge on which area this defense has been the biggest winner, we do know who the loser's been, the quarterback, who's had to deal with an excellent defensive showing. Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Russ now from the gun. Oh no, they get him yet again! Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
The Cowboys offense headed out there. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. 1st and 10 from the 41. This is Elliott running right. And they're going to bring him down at the 39-yard line. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 39. It's taken in by Lamb. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the Steelers' 24-yard line.
Dak now from the gun. He's got it at the 5. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once. I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Ball start. Offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Running it after the penalty. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 6 yards from there. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Again, here's Elliott. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
And he takes it into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys have likely locked up the win right there. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Cowboys push their lead to 18.
Steelers 6.
Aubrey now to kick this one away.
For the Cowboys.
Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. Wilson now, 1st and 10. This will be caught by Watkins. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Working fast as the clock ticks towards 0.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as it begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Desperation time here on 4th. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Steelers calling their first time out. On 1st down, it's Wilson. Completed here to Pickens. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Wilson on 1st and 10. That's caught. He found some space. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
We always hear about a tight end as a quarterback's best friend. That play is so indicative of it, Kate. You love a big target, and you know if you could hit him in stride, he's got a chance to get some big yards after the catch.
Has it in close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. It's 2nd and goal. Russ is cooking again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Trying to set this up quick. 3rd and goal, Wilson. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Steelers get it back to within 2 possessions. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line, the concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
Well, time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And this kick is brought in by the Cowboys, and that should be enough to secure them this win. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. With the win all set, Cowboys in victory formation, and they take a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Cowboys come in and take this one on the road. And they carried some of that winning football from last game into this contest. Now a modest little win streak blossoming for them, Brock. They've got 2 in a row as they get out of here with a victory. So for Brock Heward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Cowboys are winners as we say so long from Pittsburgh.